What is going on, guys? My name is Corbin and welcome back to the Zigzag, your weekly, your favorite, the most controversial wrestling podcast on the planet. And these are my predictions for Elimination Chamber. So I have the roster pulled up here. I think this is pretty hard to guess. Like, I don't think I would bet on any of these matches except for one of them, which is the one I believe I'm going to start with. CM Punk versus Finn Balor. WWE is having a problem right now with selling tickets because they, as in TKO and WWE, are extremely greedy and have decided to jack up the WrestleMania prices to an unbelievable amount. What the fuck? So people aren't buying tickets, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to build up the show with star power like Brock Lesnar, CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. They're trying to build it up with star power instead of giving the fans what they want at the moment. But I will say they give us Dom versus Finn. That's good. There's some other people as well, some other matches that people are looking forward to, but I don't want them to just look at the card and be like, gosh, well, we need Brie Bella and Nikki Bella to be at WrestleMania, because if I'm going to be honest, they don't deserve it at all. And Nikki Bella's a cougar, which I've said before, and I think she's a weirdo. But I'm just saying that I hope WWE chooses to build up matches and feuds more than putting up the high prospect wrestlers that aren't really good and don't really fit in WrestleMania, but they just do it to pull in more money. They're still going to do it with this match. So CM Punk is definitely going against Roman Reigns for the heavyweight championship. There's no way about it. I mean, they already have like billboards everywhere. And of course, like I said earlier, I'm fairly certain Dominic's going to get involved and cost Finn the win, leading to the Judgment Day breakup at Elimination Chamber. So CM Punk's definitely going to win. Not really much to say about it. This is the only one I'm like 100% on. If Finn Balor like all of a sudden just randomly wins the championship, that'd be sick too, because I love me some Finn Balor, but I just don't see it happening. The Elimination Chamber match between the women. We have Rhea Ripley versus Tiffany Stratton versus Alexa Bliss versus Asuka versus Kiana James versus Raquel Rodriguez. This is the hardest match to make a guess for, in my opinion, because you could give a strong case to all of these girls winning, except for Kiana James, probably. The only reason Kiana's not in it is because, you know, she's really young. She hasn't really proven herself to go into that like high up women's title picture yet. But I mean, she beat Charlotte Flair, so I mean, kind of see her winning, I guess. She's just probably not the pick that I'm gonna make. Asuka is Asuka, so she could just immediately be in the you know, women's main event picture if she wanted to. I mean, she's a legend. What she's doing right now, she's kind of in the tag division. She's doing this thing with Kairi Sane. So I don't think that's an option. I'm looking at Rhea, Tiffany, Alexa, and Raquel. And the person I'm going to knock off of that is Alexa. The reason I don't see Alexa winning is because I think they're going to try and build Alexa versus Charlotte for Mania super quickly between the month and a half we have from Elimination Chamber to WrestleMania. So I don't see her winning, and it's down to Rhea, Tiffany, and Raquel. I feel like the most probable one here is Rhea Ripley. I could see Tiffany as well, because Tiffany never got her rematch for the title after losing it to Jade, you know, back in like, gosh, October or whatever it was. It's been a long time. But Raquel's the real dark horse here, because I could see her randomly winning, and then you get powerhouse versus powerhouse with Jade and Raquel at Mania. I think that'd be pretty cool. The only problem is I don't see them taking a Raw superstar and sending them to SmackDown to do this feud, because it takes her away from the Judgment Day, which is like her base. I'm leaning towards Rhea Ripley, so I could see her challenging. I might switch it up and say Tiffany Stratton. I feel like it could be Tiffy time yet again at the Chamber. That's going to be my prediction, but honestly, it could go to any of these girls. I'll say Tiffy just to get that rematch going. Yeah. Then we got the Women's IC Championship. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. And I think AJ Lee's got this. And here's why. Normally, they don't let people who are the hometown hero win in their hometown, which they are in Chicago. But I think if you did this angle where it's Becky Lynch now chasing the IC title instead of someone else chasing Becky, like, you know, Lyra has done and Maxine did, and, you know, all this stuff, you could get a new kind of balance between AJ and Becky that I think could be pretty interesting for the month and a half we have left till WrestleMania. Becky losing would make her character so much better because she'd constantly be asking for a rematch most likely, and then AJ kind of just gets to hold it and do whatever she wants for that month and a half, kind of like what they did with Cena and Dominic whenever Dom lost the IC title, at the end of 2025, just for that like 2 weeks before he immediately won it back. It could be the same thing because it's not like AJ is a full-time wrestler. She could kind of just come in, win the IC championship, elevate it a little bit more with this feud against Becky, and that, all things come to an end, loses it to Mania to Becky. So that's what I think is going to happen. I got AJ Lee winning. Elimination Chamber match for the men. Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes versus Javon Evans versus Trick Willie versus Jey Uso. So immediately off the bat, I'm eliminating Jey Uso. He wasn't even supposed to be in the match. Yeah, easy. He's out. Trick Williams wouldn't surprise me if he won, but I still think he's still young, so I don't think he's going to be in there. Javon Evans, again, he's kind of like, he's been working with like the Americanos and then against like a bunch of like low card random people. So I don't think he's going to win, but he is going to do like some crazy stuff in this match. I'm looking at Randy, LA Knight, and Cody Rhodes. The only reason I'm not going to pick LA Knight to win is because LA Knight, I'm pretty sure, might be going up against Brock Lesnar. From what I've been seeing online, I've been seeing reports that he's supposed to be the person who's going to answer the open challenge. I would love it to be LA Knight and him win the championship from Drew McIntyre. I mean, it's about damn time for LA. But again, I don't see it happening quite yet. And they're already building up the story of Drew and Cody and Jacob and Randy. So that's kind of the angle I'm looking at. So I see Randy, I see Cody, and I think Randy Orton's going to win. And the reason is because I think Cody's going to end up just entering himself into the title match, kind of what we saw with Rhea Ripley last year, whenever she was like, well, Io and Bianca, I've beat Bianca, and Io and I were in the middle of this match and whatever, so I'm just in the match now. Cody definitely might do that, and Jacob might do it as well, and I think that's kind of what they're building up towards, but I think the winner being Randy Orton would make a lot of sense. So he's my final pick, and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me here today. If you want to, go check out my Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all under the name The Zigzag. I tell you all the time because I want you to do it, because I want followers, and most importantly, I want to not be a broke college student anymore. So if you could do that, maybe I actually end up making some money off this stuff, and that would be lit. I want to thank you guys for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.